Good evening, and welcome to What's Your Story? I'm your host, James Ransom Reed Jr. Are you hungry? Is there any food in your refrigerator now? Do you know where your next meal is coming from? Have you looked into your children's eyes and seen the sorrow and the misery that comes with having an empty stomach? I have. My guest today stands in the forefront of providing food for people to sustain life. We don't often think about the volunteers who give their time, resources, and energy to make sure that the least among us are taken care of. I'm proud to have with me this evening Mary Lou Connors of the Avon Food Pantry. She's going to share her story about her drive, determination, and just plain love of humanity that guides her to provide food for the hungry. Welcome to the show, Mary Lou.
Thank you, James. Thank you.
Wow, so great to have you here.
Good to tell our story.
Absolutely. And she is not Dr. Ruth Westheimer. Okay. I know everybody says that. She is not. Would you please tell the audience a bit about your background, please? Where were you born? Where did you grow up and so forth?
Well, I'm pretty local. I'm Hartford born and bred.
Hartford.
Hartford.
St. Francis.
The School of Nursing is where I went to school. I mean, I even graduated from the old Hartford High.
Oh, boy.
The last class. And from there, the diploma program at the School of Nursing. And after several years, I went back to the University of St. Joseph in West Hartford, and I did get my degree in nursing, Bachelor of Science in Nursing. So I am very local. Yes.
So what moved you to become a nurse? Was
Well,
that only the career available to you at the time?
Well, there weren't too many choices as far as I was concerned, but I did work at a luncheonette counter for several years because my father had a small pharmacy on Park Street in Hartford.
On Park Street, yes.
Yeah, and really enjoyed serving the people. I can remember being really happy if I knew this gentleman was coming and I could get his coffee in front of him before he asked for it.
Okay.
So a sense of service gave me a joy. So it seemed to fit that nursing would provide that. So it was just a little selfish, searching for joy.
Now tell me something. You grew up in Hartford, you said.
Yes.
Can you relate to our audience what that was like when you were growing up in Hartford? Did you go down to the G. Fox building and see the Christmas displays in the window?
Absolutely.
Okay,
Absolutely.
so tell me some of those
Yes.
memories.
My first bus rides were 5 cents.
5 cents.
And you watch the nickel go down that.
That's right.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
right. Yeah, that's right. I remember. Yeah.
And then when I got old enough, I would go myself and just spend all hours walking through G. Fox, just looking in the Connecticut room and whatever was available to just peruse for the day, or Corvettes across the street, or Brown Thompsons, or whatever was there in those great eclairs that we used to get in the basement of Brown Thompson's.
Do you remember Grant's, W.T.
Of
Grant's?
of course, they had good hot dogs.
Yeah, okay.
Yes, of
Wasn't
course.
there a movie theater downtown too, the Strand?
E.M. Lowe's, the Strand, the Lowe's Poli. Yeah, they were all there.
So
sure.
how long did you live in Hartford?
For 40-some years.
40 years?
Yeah, yeah.
Whereabouts in Hartford did you live?
Well, I ended up for the last, I'd say, 20 years, called Behind the Rocks.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, behind Trinity College.
Yes, yes.
Yeah, in the Zion, Flatbush area.
Yes.
Yeah,
I'm familiar with that. That's where Trinity College is.
That's right, you went to Trinity.
Yeah, I went to Trinity. That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, wow, 40 years in Hartford.
Yeah.
Wow.
And
What was your career like as a nurse was it all spent at St. Francis?
Well, I did spend 50 years at St. Francis.
Did you say 15 or 50?
50, 5-0.
Wow.
5-0.
Yes.
Yes. And I spent some time at hospital for special care, because sometimes I had 2 jobs, in New Britain a very special institution. But I started my career at Newington Veterans Hospital
Ah, yes.
for about 3 years. Yeah. So I feel like all that experience, each fed the next. So no regrets.
No regrets.
No regrets.
Wow.
No. Yeah.
So Mary Lou, the name itself, Mary Lou, where'd that come from?
Well, I have to say it's actually Marie Louise.
Okay, all
But I
right.
didn't know that until third grade
Okay.
because I grew up, everybody called me Lou. And then when I went to grammar school, I was told that Marie was in front of my name. So it became Mary Lou, and from there, just from there. Yeah. So pretty much I answer to anything.
Okay,
Yeah.
I answered
Any
it.
kind of Mary you want to make me.
Any kind of,
Yeah,
okay,
yeah,
all right,
yeah,
all right.
yeah.
You have a family? Did you marry, or you got somebody you want to give a shout out to?
Oh, to my husband, my 110% supporter with all things, to Robert Connors. I couldn't do what I do without that support.
Yes.
Daily. He even makes dinner.
He does.
And he works. Yeah.
What, isn't he a dentist?
He's an optometrist.
An optometrist,
Yes.
okay.
In
all right.
Wolcott. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
And he's still working,
And he's still working.
still taking, and you're sending people to him, right?
Yes, and he's supporting me.
He's supporting you, yeah. How many years you been married?
40-something.
Wow.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I always say, wait a minute, I got to check my ring.
I got to check it. Absolutely.
Yeah.
What is the history of the Avon Food Pantry? Would you talk to us about that? People don't really understand how long these organizations have been standing in the vanguard of providing food for people. Mary Lou, we're blessed. We don't, excuse me, we don't have to worry when I go to my refrigerator. The only thing I have to worry about is the junk I bought, but it's food in there.
Right.
Right. I can't imagine what it would be like, because I've been so blessed for so many years, to have no food in your refrigerator, to be hungry. I can't imagine what that's like.
Right.
So please tell us about the history of the Avon Food Pantry.
Good history. The Avon Food Pantry was started over 40 years ago by the then police chief, Jim Martino, and his wife, Barbara. They started it in their home, and as it grew, they needed a bigger space, so the Church of St. Anne, right on West Avon and Arch Road, provided space down in the back area where there was parking, easy access, no stairs, people could come in and shop. So it's been happening that long, and it's once a week, unless it snows and the schools close. If the schools close, then we open the next day. It's always available. And Thanksgiving never falls on Tuesday, so we're safe. But if Christmas or major holiday does, then we'll be closed for the major holiday. But otherwise, we are there and providing, food supply for people that live in the Avon area. Now, what kind of food do we supply? That depends on what we have, but we do get a lot of our food from Food Share, which we purchase at very low cost. And the people coming in will have anything from rice, pasta, sauce, cereals, canned fruits, canned vegetables. We have tuna fish, canned chicken, of course, beans, pork and beans, peanut butter, jelly, all kinds of jelly. We will get supplies occasionally we will get soap, toothpaste, toothbrushes, shampoo. We do try to provide detergent every other month, and that we purchase through gift cards that are donated. So we'll go to local markets and buy the detergent. Oftentimes we do get donated detergent too.
Yes.
We have incredible, generous donors
Yes.
in this neighborhood. I could go on and on about the markets, Stop and Shop. Very, very generous. Big Y, bread products galore. We have Panera Bread. We have the bagel shops, Bagel Chalet. We have, I don't want to miss anybody, the deep water fish. You know, we get wonderful soups and supplies. Let me see, I don't want to forget anybody because the community has really reached out, calls us, and or actually brings the supplies to us. We have a gentleman, Louis Witkowski, and his family. They pick up all these supplies that are donated and they bring them right to us. And they've been doing that for probably 30 years. So we have volunteers that go, I think, above and beyond to make sure that we can provide for our clientele the best that we can give. And we're proud of the pantry that, you know, that we have for our folks.
How long have you been associated with the pantry?
The 9 years, just
9 years.
about 9 plus. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now, I don't want to sound odd here, but one doesn't normally think of Avon as having a food pantry. I mean, you
Right.
think of Avon as more financially stable and yada, yada.
Mm-hmm.
Please talk to me about what you have experienced in your 9 years. What's your clientele?
For the most part, Jim, we have seniors on fixed incomes.
Okay.
Okay, you know, prices aren't fixed, but incomes are.
Yes.
We'll have single parents, families. We'll have underemployed persons that still need help getting food for families. We also have disabled persons that live in lower income housing in the area that shop. And if people don't have a means to get to the pantry, then the town provides a van. And the people can come, call, make the arrangements, and come to the pantry. And the van will take them back home, of course. And all of this is, you know, managed by the town of Avon Social Services. And they're kept very busy, you know, and people can just call there and determine that they have this need, and we're there to provide.
Now, you said you're only open 1 day a week?
Correct.
And what day is that?
That's on Tuesday
Yes.
from 9:30 to 11:30.
Why only 1 day a week?
Because people can get enough supplies. We feel that they can provide for their family for a week.
Okay.
You know, I mean, we're an adjunct to what they can shop for.
Okay.
Yeah, we can't do everything. But I didn't mention, we do have freezers, and we always have chicken.
Gonna have some turkeys this year?
Oh, we're gonna have a lot of turkeys coming.
Okay.
Yeah, we're kind of scrambling around for freezer space to make sure we're gonna have enough. But yes, for the holidays, we always have holiday food to give out.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so we will have chicken, hamburger, hot dogs, lots of pork products, and sausage. Beef, you know, whatever we get, it's there and it's available. And everybody can get at least 2 a week. Oh, and we get fish. We get fish from Food Share. And we've even gotten, of course, some plant-based meatballs. I mean, for people who are vegetarian, we do our best to provide. And if we don't get enough, again, we do get gift cards donated. So knowing our clientele, we can go shop and make sure when they come to the pantry that there is food that they can have and use. And we have persons, I know a couple, they only have microwaves. So to make sure that I have the right kind of food that they can eat, you know, and cook in the microwave. Yeah.
Now, we know that food is an issue, but winter is approaching, and I understand that there are people who can't heat their homes.
Correct.
They're living in a home that's cold.
Correct.
So what good is really having some food when you're freezing, right? Do you guide people somewhere that they can get fuel assistance? Is that part of what you do?
We definitely can guide people, and it's been done, but people usually know by word of mouth to call the Town of Avon Social Services. And there is a a fuel bank. There are funds available to assist. So people should not have to freeze in their homes. Absolutely.
Have you experienced people not having money for fuel.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I went to the home of a woman who was new in town, and I was amazed at how cold her house was. And she and her children were in their coats. And she didn't know about the fuel bank. She was new. And so within days, she was able to get support, to get fuel so that she could keep some reasonable heat in her home.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes.
yes. So we have a very busy and active social services department. That's located on 60 West Main Street,
Okay.
right here in Avon.
So your clientele is from the elderly down to what?
Children, infants.
Wow.
Right down to infants. We do get infant formula, and we do get sometimes we will get diapers. Not always, but when we do, we find out the sizes of the babies that are in need, and try to be sure we can provide, that need to help the families.
So describe to me what happens when I arrive at St. Anne's, right? And it's Tuesday, and it's between the hours that you're open, and I want to get some food. So I show up. What happens at the door to me when I walk in?
Well, you'll probably be in a line.
Okay.
Yeah, some folks get there early, but everybody knows and everybody understands that they're there because they have a particular need.
Okay.
So our clients are very kind with each other. And so you come in and you have to register because we have to keep track for the sake of food share and how many. Are you a senior? Are you an adult?
Okay.
Are you? How many people are you shopping for?
Yes.
So your name, those numbers, because that we have to get back to food share, for whom we have to show accountability for the numbers of people that we serve. So that's just a simple process. They just sign their name and then put the numbers down, and then they come in and they shop. If they forget or don't bring bags, we always have bags.
So I walk in.
That's it.
And I start shopping.
Correct.
Is there a limit as to how much food I can take?
Well, we have limits. We have to post limits.
Okay.
Okay. So let's say it's cooking oil. There'll be a sign there that says cooking oil limit 1.
Okay.
If it's potatoes, it depends on how many we have.
Okay.
So if we have a lot, you can take 5. If we don't, it depends on how much of the product that we have. Yeah, but and you can take of everything. Let's say tuna fish, it's a limit 2. You can take 2. If you only need 1, take 1. Because we say to them, we're here next week. So if you don't need the 2, take the 1, and then next week you'll get another 1 or whatever. But yes, limits are labeled on just about everything. And then there's the bread room, we call that, off of the immediate shopping Staples area.
I think when I came there, was that the bread room with all the bread on the table?
Yes.
Okay,
yes.
all right, yes.
Yes, and that's all donated. And from Stop and Shop, Big Y, Panera Bread, the local bagel shop, Bagel Chalet. And so people can just come through and shop. It depends on how much bread we have, if you can take 2 loaves or 3 loaves, or how many packages of muffins, rolls, whatever it is you need. And believe it or not, we always have wonderful desserts. Okay, and depending on how much we have, yes, you can take that big cake. Oh, it's your son's birthday. Take the big birthday cake.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
Even a birthday cake?
There's cakes. Yes, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
So St. Anne's has been doing this for how long?
It's been 40 years at the back entrance of the church.
Was there any place else before that, or just the
was
policeman's home?
The policeman's home.
Yes.
In Avon. Yeah.
Yeah. Now, young people, what is the basic cause for hunger, in your opinion, today? What's driving it? Why are so many people hungry today?
Cost.
The economics of it.
Economics, the cost of food. Yourself, you go into the market and you see butter is over $5. You might not buy butter that week because something else will be more important. Eggs, anywhere from $5 to $6. We're used to seeing that $1.99. There used to be times when I would see sales for a dozen eggs, 99 cents, and I would be able to go out and buy 60 dozen. That doesn't happen anymore. because of cost. And I would say the primary reason for people needing to come to food pantries is cost, the increased cost of the food. As far as employment is available. However, people have to be able to get to their employment.
Yes.
So that's another thing, if it's putting gas in the car or food on the table, you may decide to take the van and come and get food to feed your family rather than putting the money into the gas. So, there are all these economic reasons, and I'd say that is by far the greatest.
So how did COVID hit? What did COVID do to you?
Everything changed. Everything changed during COVID. In the beginning, because everybody was afraid, the 6 feet away, you have to keep away from 6 feet.
Yes.
And that was impossible in our space. We used to line up everything outside. We got everybody's tables we could get and just lined up the food so people could come and carefully shop, and then we all had our masks on, etc. So it made it more difficult. We did try bagging food supplies, but then because we're not a huge pantry,
Yes.
people would not say, I don't want what's in the bag. I only want this or I only want that. So bagging didn't work for us, but it didn't have to work for us because our numbers were somewhere between 40 and 45 versus other pantries that I volunteered at where numbers are over 200 and over 300. In order to move that number of people, you have to provide things in bags to process, to get.
So you have, as a clientele right now, more than 200 people?
No, in Avon, we have over 45 people.
Oh, 45 people.
Yes.
Yes.
But that's shopping. These 45 people represent families.
Okay.
Many do.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. Now, when I get the food and I leave, I can come back next Tuesday
Absolutely.
and refill for whatever there's no restrictions on that.
No restrictions.
Okay.
Right, correct.
Wow. So what do you see for the immediate future, Mary Lou? Do you see things getting better? You see things getting worse?
Our numbers are increasing. Numbers of shoppers, including pantries I help at in the Hartford area, numbers keep increasing.
Yes.
Yeah. So what do I see? I see just keep trying to do the best we can, and trying to make the food products worthy food, food that
Nutritional food.
Yes, that has good nutrition. Right.
Hunger doesn't discriminate, does it?
No, it doesn't. No. On the side, I do ship food for Haiti, and so that's always, high protein, good product food. Yeah.
You ship food to Haiti as well?
I do. That's aside from the pantry.
Oh, it's aside from the pantry.
Yeah.
That's something you do on your own.
Correct.
Wow.
Yeah.
So tell me before we go about these volunteers. Are they seniors volunteers? Are they kids? What's going on there, Mary Lou?
We love having kids come to help us set up.
Okay.
And they do love to come, and they're really good. They do a lot of donations.
Yes.
They will canvass their neighborhoods. They will be part of the scouts that donate and part of the different children's church groups, that donate. The firemen donate. All these local, the policemen, the Italian club.
Wow.
They all take up donations, important donations for us.
Okay.
And they will bring loads of good supplies. So
Okay.
that really, really boosts, what we can purchase and what on our own and through food share.
Wow.
Very, very important for our food pantry supplies.
Okay.
Oh my goodness. And just local people will come.
Yes.
Yeah, and they'll just come and drop food off, We have a bucket in the entrance of the church.
Yes.
So, of course, parishioners are very familiar
Yep.
with our food pantry, so we always get adequate supplies.
All right.
Yeah, a lot.
Well, my guest today has been Mary Lou Connors of the Avon Food Pantry. I hope you have a better understanding of the need that still exists and, as she just said, is still growing to feed people in our country. I honor her, I thank her, and all the volunteers who do that. who give their time, energy, and resources to make sure that, as Jesus said, we take care of the least among us. I am so proud that she came to the show today. Thank you, Mary Lou.
May I add one quick?
Sure,
Because
go
it
ahead.
just under a year ago, the town of Avon also started a pet pantry.
A pet
A
pantry.
pet pantry on Arch Road. And if you have a need for pet food, please contact the town of Avon,
Okay.
and they will direct you and give you those directions and when and how you can acquire cat and dog food and supplies.
Thank you very much for being here, Mary Lou. That concludes my interview on What's Your Story? Everybody has a story. What's yours? I'm your host, James Ransom Reed Jr. Until next time, good night.
Step into our store and discover a stunning array of dancewear. Introducing Dancingly Yours, your one-stop shop for all things dance and delight for ages 2 to 92. From tiny tutus to energetic tap shoes, our store is a treasure trove of dance essentials. At Dancingly Yours, we offer an extensive collection of dancewear and accessories that cater to all styles and levels. We carry top brands and the latest fashion trends. From ballet to hip-hop, lyrical to jazz, ballroom to liturgical, as well as gymnastics, you'll find the best selection right here at Dancingly Yours. But we're not just a store. We're a community that celebrates the joy of dance. Our expert team is passionate about dance, just like you. So we're here to assist you in finding the perfect fit. And the best part, Dancingly Yours offers competitive pricing in-store and online. Dancingly Yours, easy to get to, and worth the trip from anywhere, right on Route 10 in Plainville.
Follow us on Instagram at nutmeg.tv.